From Studio A at Mixified Media Solutions, this is Around Midnight with the Local Boys. I am Joe Carbonetta, joined by Todd Fluker and Chavel Devine. Guys, how are you doing tonight?
Cold.
Just giving you an opportunity to open the mics. Good.
They're there. They're all there. I was expecting you guys to have some kind of a smart aleck remarks. I was gonna say, watch me. I'm just gonna have these things hot all the time. Now watch one of them blow their nose right as we're going live or something. But
Or say something rude about your balls.
something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so you guys had a good week. Nobody's been sick this time around.
Yeah, wife's been sick.
Oh. All right.
Someone's
Kids
always
perpetually
sick.
having some kind of issues.
Someone is perpetually sick. Interesting. All right. Well, a lot of stuff going on these days. A lot of things here and there. I'm going to open this up with this obscure fact that I found really fascinating. There was and this is just, I don't know where we go with this from here, guys, but I'm just throwing this out, that there was a study conducted by a Dr. Levitt, who is the preeminent scientist or doctor on flatulence, okay? And after many years of research, he has conclusively proven that women's farts smell worse than men's.
Wow. I did not see that coming.
It's very interesting. Apparently, that the flatus from the female.
I'm sorry, what was that word?
Flatus, gas, the flatulence.
Wait, is that like the plural of flatulence?
No, it's a synonym for.
That'd be flatai.
I've never heard that word.
Anyway,
Flatuli.
Yeah, well, look it up in the dictionary. When you get a chance, you can look it up in the dictionary. As it turns out, they contain significantly higher concentrations of hydrogen sulfide, which is the thing that smells like rotten eggs. Much higher concentrations than men.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Really?
At all.
Why are you not
I'd rather not get into it.
Oh, okay. That sounds like some kind of a domestic personal issue.
Sounds like a personal war you've been fighting for years.
I'm just not surprised.
Needless to say, if you plan to play Dutch oven with your partner, you want to make sure that
You're saying she has the nuclear option?
yeah. Apparently, you want to make sure that you have a safe word set up before you get too far into that game.
There's not a word safe enough.
So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out for you guys, and oftentimes on the show we'll talk about what we're going to talk about before we go on, just so that there's no surprises. But I really blindsided the guys with this one just because I thought that the shock value alone was going to be totally worth it. And
I don't know what to say.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, that's because your wife watches the show religiously, and you're probably just trying to be diplomatic.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know you're never diplomatic. All right. Well, speaking of diplomatic things, yeah, I was going to say diplomacy, and then I decided diplomatic things, and I don't even know where I'm going. But I was asking, I don't know. I was asking you guys how your day was, and or your week was. Nobody asked me. I had jury duty.
That's so awesome.
You know what? I was actually looking forward to the idea of being assigned to a trial. It didn't work out in the end, but.
Wait. Before we get too far away from this.
Okay. Uh-oh, now what?
I want to bring to our attention a YouTube video. I remember hearing that and seeing a GIF, I think, of someone, put an IR camera on a fart.
Oh, yeah,
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And, it shows up nicely. And there's actually a video. Oh, man.
Infrared footage of farts. Yeah, it's profound.
Let's just
why don't we can include a link or something on.
Let's just watch this for a few seconds at least.
Do we have to?
Oh my god. Oh, there's a dog.
Really? This is where we're going?
Fart.
Okay, enough of
It's
that.
great.
All right, yeah.
Okay, anyway.
If you want to,
That's quality TV,
yeah,
man.
you can look that up on the internet at some point if you are so moved. Anyway, going back to what I was saying about jury duty. In this contemporary age of activism, and especially in the wake of some of the more tragic events that have taken place in recent weeks, the school shootings and such, I've heard a lot of people complaining about the apparent complacency of our elected officials to move in some way, shape, or form to improve the safety of the country at large, but in our communities in general, and so there's certainly a lot of animosity directed at President Trump, and I admit I'm no fan of his either. But that having been said, I was struck by the number of people when I was trying to do
Trying to get out of jury duty?
my civic duty.
Trying
No,
to get out of jury
I
duty.
was there to do my civic duty, and there were a lot of people that were clearly unhappy about being there. And I'll give you a perfect example of this. There was such a large turnout in the juror
I
assembly
wouldn't exactly
rooms.
call it a turnout.
Well,
I mean, they turned up.
they turned up. Okay,
It's a forced
You know,
turnout.
yeah.
however you want to describe it. Okay,
People were like, "Hey, ooh, yeah, ooh."
yeah, no, we had enough people there to create
Rock
five.
on, jury duty.
5 individual panels. But within 10 minutes of all of the jurors being assembled and having registered them all in, the fifth panel, which was panel E, was released because apparently the case that they were going to be assigned to, they reached a settlement. And not long after that, shortly afterward, the fourth panel, panel D, was also released for basically the same reasons. And as these panels were released, I heard people going, "Woohoo, yeah!" Real excitement. And the rest of the panels that had to stay, there was a collective groan, like, "Oh man!" And I don't understand this. If you want to complain about the fate of our country or the direction that it's headed in, and at the same time don't want to take an active role in the things that were created for us to have a say in our government, that strikes me as incredibly hypocritical.
Well, jury duty can be very difficult. I remember this documentary I saw with Pauly Shore in it, and
Featuring Pauly Shore.
yeah.
Well,
Where they
that's
followed him and his jury duty experience, and it didn't look so bad.
This doesn't even sound like it would have been a legitimate experience.
Yeah. It was
Oh no, it was extremely legitimate.
Yeah.
He was a stoner of some variety, and he heard that you get paid like $15 a day or something like that
Yeah,
to get
man.
jury duty.
Yeah, by the way,
And
you
he
do
just
not
got-
get paid $15 a day. It's only $5.
It's something like that. He just got
And they gave you room and board depending on the case. If
yeah.
the case
Didn't he
goes
just
over a
he
certain
just
amount
got
of
kicked
time.
out of his girlfriend's place or
What
something
horrific
like that?
movie was this?
Jury duty.
Jury duty.
Yeah, okay. There's another one I've never seen, and I'm not going to be worried about trying to run out and find it.
Oh man, you remember Biodome?
No,
Classic.
I don't.
Classic.
We're talking about civil service here. I mean, the same people that want to complain about the current
But,
state of our
is-
country
isn't
are the same people who do not go out and vote
Oh, but complaining
and
is
try to
so
dodge
easy.
jury
so
duty.
much easier to complain.
The whole idea behind having to assemble a jury of your peers is so that the government doesn't have so much power that they can just take you and arbitrarily throw you in jail and throw away the key. You have to be
I think
judged.
there's probably
by,
a better way to go about it. I mean,
you're actually going to sit here and say that you think it's all right for these people to shirk their responsibilities.
Sure, it's the American way. We've been shirking our responsibilities since we stole this country. Come on,
Come on.
come on, come on.
No,
Wow,
seriously,
really?
Come on.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I am not particularly one of those people. I mean, I'm not excited about being on jury duty. I actually wouldn't mind being on a jury. But
Have you ever?
I'm not saying
no,
you have to get excited
the last
about
time I've ignored several of those notices and never had anything happen. But there was one time that when I got back from Mongolia, I got jury duty and I wasn't doing crap because I just got back, right? So I'm like,
Okay.
oh, what the heck, I'll go. So I went and yeah, I sat there and I was kind of looking forward to it. But a lot of these cases are just BS. They're just really nonsensical. People arguing over some nonsense.
Well, it's not BS to them. Maybe it's BS to you, but it's not
Okay.
BS
Well,
to
the
them.
one
Otherwise,
that
they
they
wouldn't
were-
be there in court.
The one they were talking about putting me on was one of those ones where I think the guy got stopped at one of those alcohol checkpoints where they stop you for no basic reason and
Well, they
look for a
stop
reason to stop.
everyone.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, that's not legal. And the only reason why I think police officers do it is because there is grant money for this thing. And that's actually a problem that I have with law enforcement in general. I think a lot of it, they're incentivized to change up the books because they get more money. Like if you say we made 900 stops at this thing, and then people are like, oh, yay, we just put a dent in crime because 900 people got stopped. No, you just stopped 900 people. That's all you did. You wasted everybody's time. You could have been out actually solving some actual crime, but no, you went and manufactured a crime.
Wait, that's why they
And
just
paid
go set up
for it.
at LAX and just
Yeah.
stop everyone going in
They
there?
set up those
Yes.
checkpoints on Friday and Saturday nights, usually in the center of town where the bars are, and they actually end up getting a whole bunch of intoxicated people. And you're going to say they're
They
manufacturing
do
this
not
stuff.
get as many intoxicated people as they do people who are not intoxicated and cite them for non-related causes. People get their
and you have
cars
a
taken
statistic
away.
that you can point to that backs up your assertion right
Not
now.
at the fingertips,
Oh,
no.
okay. Well,
I have several personal experiences that could back it up because when you
Wait.
get stopped,
Wait, so you're saying they catch them for something just because
Because
it's
they
a
stopped you.
DUI checkpoint?
it's a checkpoint,
you
but then
say
they get
it's
you
not
for something
fair
that's not
that they
a DUI.
caught you. That's not a DUI.
No.
Just because your registration is out of whatever.
Yes.
And they got you at
Yes.
a DUI checkpoint.
Yes.
That's not fair.
No, it's not.
How about you keep your registration in check?
I'm not saying that any of that is okay, but as last time I checked, this is still the United States, and you are not required to be subjected to unlawful search and seizure. And as far as I'm concerned, that's what that is. And it's not even just that. It's the fact that if that is what we really want to do, then I think it shouldn't be something that is incentivized the way it is. They are being incentivized, and this is the same kind of thing that happens, in my opinion. And I'm not going to have statistics to back this up because statistics are only as good as the people who make them. And a lot of them are jackasses because they get paid to make up statistics with grant money. I digress. But you, like gang task force, anytime you have a gathering of people that are more than 4 people who are basically out of jobs because of whatever reason, they might actually be former criminals, but they're being penalized for being felons. They're not being given a chance to turn their lives around. And then they're told they can't hang around with like their own family because their family is considered a gang affiliation. So
like
you end
the
up
juggalos.
yeah, you end up. It's exactly the Juggalos, which is basically a glorified fan club, is now on the FBI's most wanted list.
and
are
what-
you
and
serious?
why are they on the most wanted list? Just out
Because
of
one or
curiosity?
two people who happen to be fans of this group are felons.
Uh-huh.
So should we take everybody that likes?
I think if you go to the gathering of the Juggalos, you probably get quite a few felons in one
I
place
don't think it's
at
fair
one
that
time.
anybody who knows someone who is a criminal becomes a criminal by association.
So how many criminals do you know, CJ,
I
that you're
know
taking
quite
this so
a
personal?
few criminals.
I can see. I get the impression you're taking
And then
this
if
on
you
a
want
very
to
personal.
continue
How
down
is
this line, and this gets to my point. This is how this starts. Because say you're not a criminal, you get stopped at one of these checkpoints, and
am not a
you-
crook. Oh, wait.
and you get something on your record. Then the next time you get stopped, something else is on your record. Then the next time you get stopped, you've got 2 things on your record. Now you're locked up, and now you're in court.
How is this guy? How did we
You're
get
criminalizing
here
average
from
behavior.
talking about people not wanting to do jury
My
duty
point is
or
this.
vote?
Wait, what
The-
are these?
the case
yeah,
that
you
I
said,
was on-
Oh, you get a thing on your record. What is this thing you get on your record?
You get little things like you were stopped for this
Little
and that and the
things.
other.
Now they're-
Yeah.
they were
I mean,
little
they start off
things.
as misdemeanor. My point is all of these things add up.
Broken headlight.
Yeah, and it's not even. Yeah, it could be that. So beware.
Some of
My
us are
point is
driving
this:
around
the
with
case
broken
I was
headlights.
on was for a guy who got stopped at one of these checkpoints. I don't even know the specifics of it, but after hearing this lawyer sitting here and dictate to me what the law says, I got fed up, and I'm like, look, if the guy did something wrong, fine. Lock him up. But I'm not going to lock up a guy and screw up his life because you felt like what he did was wrong when all he was trying to do is get home from work. That's kind of messed up.
So needless to say, you got booted right
I
off
got
the jury.
kicked right off of that jury. That guy would have walked. far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Unless he was actually a criminal.
And
I'm
so-
not going to
so
let,
You've already
criminals walk
also
free.
demonstrated or suggested that you're perfectly okay with people shirking their jury obligations because apparently you've done so yourself.
No, I didn't shirk
By
it.
admission,
I
you
was
said-
looking.
No,
I was
you
looking
did
to get
say-
on it, but
you did
here's
specifically say that you ignored several summons
yeah, I did.
with no consequence.
I did.
Okay.
I just it looked like junk mail.
They
to
got
me.
lost in the mail
Yeah,
somehow.
they
or other.
can't
look like
prove
junk
that you
mail.
got it.
Yeah.
So, but here I don't like the fact that a person can become a criminal so easily. And there are literally people who, you're driving, you got a busted headlight, and you're going through one of these checkpoints, and now you got this thing on your back, and you don't know people's situation. There are people who are really hard up, and maybe they actually can't afford to get a headlight. It's like I can go to work and make money, so maybe in 2 weeks when I get my paycheck, I can fix my headlight, or I can not go to work because I'm afraid to get stopped by the cops
Or
and get
they
locked
could
up.
just ride a bike while they're trying to get their headlight.
But see, now you're talking about adding all of these hardships onto already hard lives for people.
Okay, so
my
the
point
next
is
time
this.
that I don't feel like paying for my hot dog at 7-Eleven, I should just say, oh, it's a real hardship, but I'm just going to take this, and it should be all right. You shouldn't incarcerate me for that.
Yes.
What?
Next
Are you
question.
insane?
Next question.
That you're advocating a complete and total breakdown of
course
society.
not, Joe. What I'm advocating is that we should not be criminalizing people who are actually not doing anything seriously criminal. Theft is actual crime.
So-
You're taking property that does not belong to you. Trying to get to and from work with these things that are not hurting anyone because your headlight is out.
And you don't see
your
how this
headlight
is
is
a
out and you're
Headlights
not hurting
have
anyone.
a purpose.
You're right, but you
So
don't
do
see how this is
taillights
you don't
and
see,
blinkers.
You don't see how this
they
is a
do.
sliding scale where okay, so this week we're not worrying about headlights anymore. Next week it's like, well, he just stole
No,
a hot dog.
you're-
The week
you're-
after that, well,
you're
he just
taking
broke
it
into the
a
house,
lot
but nobody
farther
was
than I'm
home,
saying to take
so
it.
nobody got hurt. So that's okay.
What I'm saying is that there are far more important things for police officers to do than stand around setting up barricades and stopping people because they have busted headlights when they're supposed to be stopping offenders from drinking.
Okay, so how do you feel about Trump and his wall?
If he wants to build a wall, build a wall. I think it's overpriced.
Wait.
I will take
So
the same position.
You want to stop them from coming in, but they're not hurting anybody.
Are they? I don't know.
No.
But they're breaking
What
the
happened?
law.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, hold
Listen.
on. What did he just say?
Listen.
Wait. What did? No.
Look for the button.
What did you just say? They're breaking the law?
You really went to that soundbite for that.
I really went to the soundbite for that.
You're taking this way farther
no,
than I'm asking you to go.
no.
because I
He
haven't
was
made my
breaking
point.
the law. That's why he ended up. That's why the cops arrested him. He was breaking the law. And
Okay,
it was
Joe,
just a broken headlight,
you
but
are
the law says you have to have a headlight.
Okay, your logic is false by equivocation.
Oh,
okay,
my
I'm not
goodness.
going to sit here and equivocate a person who is illegally entering another nation with somebody who is driving down the street and may not even be aware that their headlight is out.
How do you not notice that you don't have a headlight?
I mean, if you're driving in the city, there's
I've
there's
driven
street
like
lights everywhere.
all the way
You
from
might
one
not
city to
know.
another with my headlights off because there's just that much light out.
And a lot of people are super oblivious.
When you fail to turn on your headlights, the instrument cluster right in front of you doesn't light up either. So how would you be driving
You
and
can
not
have your
notice
parking
that
lights on. You have a lot of cars where it's automatic and maybe that particular function is the one that's off. So there's any number of reasons. You might be in a car that's so old it does not have lights on the instrument cutter. I can't give you
what?
every reason in the world.
Nobody's
my point,
driving a car
my
from
point is
1910
not
anymore.
Whether I would if I could. My point is not that people should not be following the law. My point is that we should not be spending that much resources on petty things, creating criminals where criminals need not be.
Well, okay, see,
And
here's...
then asking me to take time off of my job to go and say, yes, you're right. He should not
I'm
have been
going to
driving with his
totally
headlights off.
disagree with
No,
you on this
I'm sorry,
because I
not
think
doing it.
if you start letting the little things slide, the little things become bigger things, and which become bigger things, and that's how we end up where we are
This,
now.
this goes back to the one thing I've always said with my opinion with any law. You can pass whatever law you want. My problem is not as much with the law as it is with the unequal enforcement of the law because they pick and choose who they stop. And they'll tell you that they don't, but they do. That guy going by in the Mercedes, oh yeah, they're going to let him go. You come by in your 1972 Honda, you're getting stopped, bro. I'm just saying.
That's right.
It's not fair.
I think the
And
a
you're
lot of the
criminalizing being
problem
poor.
with the laws these days is that they're following the letter of the law, but more often than not they should be following the spirit of the law. Where Yeah, if a guy has a headlight out, you might trust that he will get it fixed the next day or within the next few days. You just give him a slap on the wrist and say, "Hey, if I see you again," and that's kind of small town mentality when you're like, "I'll see you again, and if you don't have that thing fixed, then I'm really gonna tag you." But everyone is so litigious nowadays.
Yeah.
Even regular citizens are ready to sue anyone who
over anything
slights them in the slightest perceived way. That they're going to take them to court and try to get paid or try to get justice.
And here's the other side of this. Because not only do they take you and you get the citation, you might get locked up. They take your car, they impound it. And what was clearly a financial hardship because you couldn't replace a $10 light bulb now just came to a $10,000 bill. They're creating barriers to success. And I'm not for that at all.
You could also just take the bus in the short term.
Joe, you could do that. You're 100% correct. But if you live in Palmdale and the only place you can get a job is way over there in downtown LA and you got a kid and family at home that you got to shuttle around, it's going to take you 6 hours to get to LA on a bus.
Okay, well, so you can't come up with the $8 for a light bulb?
You can come up with whatever you want, but if you can't get to work, you can't get the $8 for a light bulb.
No,
Joe, I'm saying that we have to start using common sense and compassion and penalizing people for light bulbs and locking them up and instituting all these court fees and all this other crap is a hardship we just don't need to put on people.
You want to talk about selectively applying the law.
My point is not even that it's the reason not to go on a jury duty. My point is if you put me on a case and that's what you're asking me to do, I'm not doing it.
Well,
that dude is walking.
The problem is you were complaining about selective application of the law, but you want to say, okay, well, because it's a financial hardship for you, you don't have to have a light bulb in your car, but the rich guy over there, he's got to have all his lights work, otherwise we're going to get him a ticket. That is what you're advocating.
Yes, it is. No, it's not. It is not.
You cannot have your cake and eat it too.
My actual opinion is it should not be against the law, period.
Really?
That's my actual opinion.
Great, so now I got to watch out for all the people that are driving around with no lights at all, and then when we get into an accident, it'll somehow be my fault because he didn't have his headlights on, but I should have seen him.
You are incentivizing a situation where the police stop people, and then when these cars get impounded, they hold on to them and make it impossible for you to get it so they can sell your vehicle.
I think the law is the law,
that is
and it
on
needs
the record.
to apply equally to everybody. And laws are created,
then don't pass that law.
At least in theory, to protect everybody. I don't want to get on the road and have to worry about driving in a dark street at midnight and have some guy broadside me because I didn't see him because he couldn't afford to replace his headlights.
All right. I'm not going to argue with you about that. But that dude's going to walk in my courtroom.
Ugh.
That's all I'm saying.
That guy's going to walk when he clips some busboy on a bike, riding his bike home at 2 a.m.
Yeah, what about if it's your son he hits because he couldn't afford to replace his headlights?
If that's the case, in my courtroom, that guy's going to walk, but I won't because I'm going to put some lead in him.
Yeah, okay. On
that
that's
note, a better outcome.
Right.
Well, actually, that gets to my primary point. Is people need to take
responsibility
responsibility for themselves and stop abdicating responsibility to legislators and law enforcement. Take care of your own neighbor. If you see your neighbor's light is out, get the dude a light bulb.
So
why can't we do that?
Or you could just get your shotgun and take out his car, and then we won't have to worry about that either.
Wouldn't it be cheaper to get a light bulb? Shotgun shells are expensive,
I don't want to live in your world. Anyway,
shotgun shells are expensive.
It's time for us to get out of here. And I'm really afraid of Chavel. Thank God he's not a judge. And if you ever see his name on a ballot where he's gonna try to get elected to the legislature, you want to make sure not to vote for him.
Bro, if I ran on that line, I would win every time.
However, if you've got another opinion, you can write to us at mixifyd@gmail.com, or you can tweet Chavel at Chavel Divine, or tweet Todd at Todd Fluker, or myself at Joe Carbonetta.
It's not my fault, you're wrong.
You can give us a call, 951-356-6882. Is there any? Go to the Mixified website. You can check us out there also. That's mixifyd.com. Am I missing anything, Todd?
Sounds good.
There's Instagram. There's all kinds of other stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's all kinds of ways to get a hold of us. So, give us a call. Anyway, or check us out or something. Yeah. Until next time, we're out. Around Midnight is a production of Mixified Media Solutions. Mixified is a full-service multimedia production company. From boardroom to broadcast, whatever your production needs, Mixified is your solution. Go to Mixified.com, that's MIXAFIED, or call 951-356-6882. Mixified Media Solutions.